It's story time tonight. Sometimes I tell a lot of stories. Are you ready for this one? Okay, when I first came to Utah, I couldn't hardly believe it. Want to know why? I went to the grocery store and they had butcher paper hanging all in front of the cold case. And guess what it said? No beer sold on Sunday. Believe that? Oh, yes, it did. Butcher paper. They hung butcher paper up all across where the beer was. Yeah. You know that butcher paper in the back that a lot of stores use to wrap meat? Yeah, they brought it right out, rolled it right across the beer, and wrote on it real big, no beer sold on Sunday. I've seen a lot of things in my life. Now look, you can you can drink, you can do what you want. Places and cities and states and different things going on. I've seen enough. I've seen good, I've seen bad, and I come on here and want to tell some stories, okay? Because Utah is very different, okay? Out here they got polygamists. They do. These women dress up real funny in these dresses. Now, to each his own. I'm not being cruel or mean, but you can spot them out. Funny about these type of people, they don't want to be noticed, but boy, they sure make themselves known. You can tell by the way they dress, and they're all married to one fella. Poor girls. They wear their hair real funny. I go up and talk to them most of the time. Just want to say hi. All kinds of different type of people, in the world. I guess if they're happy, that's the way it is. But if you look in their history, there's some big issues. Sometimes it's better to kind of stay away from folks like that. But down in Florida, it was real different. I really saw a chain gang once. Those are the men that are doing time in prison, and they got striped clothes on, and then they clean the roads up and use shovels, and they usually sing songs, to keep a cadence and all. But I've seen quite a bit of things, in different states, especially as a child. You see different things and go to different schools, and it's interesting, isn't it? A lot of people don't like to talk about things, but I don't mind. I don't mind talking about how the schools are different. When I first went to Florida, if you even said, huh, or what, they'd get really mad at you. Yeah, you know what you had to say, don't you? If somebody asked you something, sir, ma'am, sir. Compare that with the kids today. Really? You know what you're going to hear from the kids today? Bro. What's up, bro? Really? That's cringe. Or they call my car a whip. It's kind of cute in a way, You just got to keep up with the times with these people. But hey, it's story time sometimes with Miss Cool when I come on here. It's very different, isn't it? Sure is. We used to go to the beach in California. We didn't even care about sharks, but that's all you see now. Lots of sharks everywhere. We just swam. Florida, got the gators. Different states, different animals, different things. Moss hanging on the trees. Tell you what, the food's way different down in Florida. They got boiled peanuts, iced tea, hush puppies, grits. You like to eat southern food? Southern food's real good. And don't put sugar on your grits. You put butter, all right? But I guess you could put sugar on them if you don't know how to eat grits. Does anybody know how to eat grits or go to a fish fry? My dad had an oyster bar. Yep, he sure did. I used to go out there and run around in Florida. Florida's pretty cool. You want me to tell you a quick story what happened one night? Well, they got these cemeteries out there in Florida. Okay? And I must have been about 11 years old, me and my sister. So check this out. If you went down to this cemetery, which was about 3 blocks from my dad's house, mind you, the whole place is on a sandbar. There ain't nothing but sand out there. So there was a cemetery with old crickety wrought iron fences around all the graves. But out there they got crypts. You know what a crypt is, right? It looks like a piece of cement on top of the ground where the bodies are, in the dead, laying up high. And so then they'd have, there was moss hanging, Spanish moss real low, and just really kind of like the funny, good, fresh, weird, mossy smell when you're walking through this cemetery. Well, they said if you went down there past midnight, guess what? And you laid up on top of one of these crypts, somebody'd grab your feet. Did we try it? We sure did. I said to my sister, I said, let's go down there after midnight and see if we can do it. Kids do funny stuff, don't they? I was one of them. Watch your children. But anyway, I went and I looked in my dad's room, and he smoked them old cigarettes, them Kents. And I seen the Big Ben clock ticking right next to him. Tick, 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 tick. And I thought, well, I guess we could grab a cigarette too while we're at it. But you do funny stuff when you're young, don't you? So you think that you're going to outsmart a child, right? You're going to outsmart some kids because you're grown up, right? Kids can outsmart you, because I was one of them. So I said, let's go down to the cemetery and lay on the crypt and see if somebody grabs our feet. Imagine that. It was just like at the corner of a corner there, and it took up quite a bit of the cemetery. Sorry, good Lord. I know my grandparents are laying in there now that are in Florida. But you know what? They weren't dead then. So it was okay to run down there. But yeah, with the wrought iron all around it. So we went down there. Long story short, laid on top of one. Nobody grabbed my feet. But you'd open up these old metal bars and stuff. It was pretty creepy down there. And all of a sudden I heard this sound. I was like, what the heck? Somebody started running after us. And I could hear the change in his pocket. And I was like, oh my goodness. It was my dad. He got up and followed us and scared us. And we never went back there again. I didn't see him, but I know it was him, because he was running close after us. Yeah, be careful when you're running around doing stuff. We sure went home quick. Yeah, racism is alive and well in Florida, and it seems like it's back now. The world's fighting over things. Isn't it sad? Can't everybody just get along? Kind of sad, isn't it? Too much fighting going on. Well, Miss Cool's going to call it a night now, but I'll be back with some more stories. God bless you.